All right, so that is the format of the TOEFL test. Now, how is this course going to help you? Now, for the TOEFL test, for the paper test, which is what you're going to take, even though it's online, it's still called the paper test for some weird reason. You can take it at a school with actual paper, or you can take it online on the computer. But on the TOEFL ITP paper test, you have 27 important skills that will help you for the listening comprehension. Okay, 27 skills. And what I mean by skills is like different things that you can do or different skills that you must have so that you can answer the listening the best way possible. And for the structure and written expression, you don't have 27 skills, you have 60 skills. So there are 60 skills that you must have so that you can answer these questions the best way possible. And for the reading, there are just 14 skills that you must have. Now, of course, we're not going to look at all of the skills because you all have a certain level of English that's going to help you answer these questions the best way possible. But see, these skills, they are in order of importance. Let me write that for you. The skills are in order of importance. That means that the first skill is more important than the 60th skill. That means that the first skill on the test, there are probably going to be 3 or 4 questions about it. And the last skill, the 60th skill, maybe there are no questions on it. All right. So it goes from order of importance or the order of most common on the test. And what we are going to do with this TOEFL course is that we're going to focus on learning the most important skills for each section. All right. I'm going to teach you the 5 most important skills for the listening, the 6 most important skills for the structure and written expression, and the 5 most important skills for the reading comprehension. All right, this is going to help you answer at least half of the exam easily. And then the other half is, well, basically using your previous knowledge. And remember, this TOEFL test is not a test where you can say, oh, you pass or you fail. Aprobaste o reprobaste. No, no, no. This test is just to measure your level of English. So nobody fails this test. It just says, no, well, Fulanito has a A2 level. Fulanito has a B1 level. Fulanito has a B2 level. All right. And if you didn't know, this test can only grade you from A1 to C1. That's the maximum. The maximum is C1. But here, I guess everybody's goal is to get a B1 or a B2. Right? I know you said all she needs is a B1 for her school. Daniel, what do you need, my friend?
I need B2.
You need
Or
B2?
C1 if possible, yeah.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you. Cool, man. Well, you're definitely gonna get the B2, no problem. I know you have a great English level.
I hope so.
All right. Well, let's begin with the skills for the listening test, for the listening section. Now, remember this. On the listening, you have 50 questions, right? And those questions are divided into 3 sections. The first one is short dialogues. The second section is short conversations or longer conversations than the dialogue. And the third section is talks. On the short dialogue, it's just going to be 2 people talking. One person says one thing and the other person responds with another thing. And that's it. That is the skill. That is the format. So this is how the first part of the listening begins. It's going to be one person who says something, and then another person responds, and then you're going to hear the question, and that's the question that you need to answer. All right. The first skill for today is that you need to focus on the last line. Focus on the last line. Enfóquense en lo que dice la segunda persona, la última persona. Obviamente el narrador no cuenta, porque él solo te está haciendo a ti la pregunta. Enfócate en la última línea. And when I took this test, maybe there were 4 or 5 questions that this was so important. In this first section, all of the answers are usually in the last line. En esta primera sección, casi todas las respuestas están en la segunda línea, en esa última línea que dijo la segunda persona. So that's the most important thing you need to listen to. Obviously, listen to the first person so you can get context, but the second person is going to give you the answer to the question. So look, on the recording, you will hear, Billy Ray really made a big mistake this time. Yes, he forgot to turn in his research paper. What does the woman say about Billy? What does the woman say about Billy? In your test or screen, you will read, it was the first time he made a mistake. He forgot to write his paper. He turned in the paper in the wrong place. And he didn't remember to submit his assignment. And what's the best answer, class?
D.
D. He didn't remember to submit his paper. All right, good. Can you read what it says here, please, Daniel? Are you there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess he's not there. Fernando, can you read this right here?
Sure. The last line of this dialogue indicates that Billy forgot to turn in his research paper, and this means that he didn't remember to submit it. The best answer is therefore answer D. The following chart outlines the most important strategy for the short dialogues.
Awesome, awesome. So the best strategy to answer these questions is to focus on the last line. Here are some things that the book says. The last line of the dialogue probably contains the answer to the question, and that is true for all of those. That is true for all of those questions. Listen to the first line of the dialogue. If you understand it, that's good. If you don't understand it, don't worry, because it probably does not contain the answer. And be ready to focus on the last line of the dialogue because it probably contains the answer. Repeat the last line in your mind as you go through the answers in your text. So if this is the question, on the test, maybe in your mind you can say, he forgot to turn in his research paper. He forgot to turn in his research paper. He forgot in your mind. You forgot to turn in your research paper. Because if you don't repeat it in your mind several times, you'll forget what it says. I know it's complicated to repeat things in your mind while you read, but if you do it, it will be easier for you. Let's practice a little bit. Remember what I told you, that on the listenings, the test instructor is going to play the audio and it will never stop. Or if you are taking the test online, you're going to press the play button and you can never stop it. There's no option to stop it. You can play it, but you can't stop it. It stops by itself. No pauses. So we're going to do this little activity. Now, there is a skill in the future that we're going to see that is what I'm about to tell you. But this is what you can do. Obviously, this right here is not going to be on the test. You will never see any of the conversation in the test. The only thing you will see are answers. So what I recommend that you do is that you have a few seconds before the audio begins. All right, you have a few seconds before the audio begins where they are reading the instructions. You don't need to pay attention to the instructions because you already know what's going to happen. You already know the instructions because I'm going to tell you the instructions. All right, you're going to have a few questions and you're going to have just the answers. You need to choose the best answer and copy it on your score sheet, on your answer sheet. And that's it. That's it. You're going to have a few seconds between each question. And that's all. Those are the instructions. Not really fancy instructions there. It's just simple. Listen to the audio, answer them. Now, while you're listening to the instructions, what you can do is read all of the answers. If you read the answers, you can have like an idea of what the article or what the conversation is going to be about. But let's do this right here. For now, I am preparing you, and the book has the conversation written down for you. Number one says, can you tell me if today's matinee is a comedy, romance, or Western? Now, you probably don't know what a matinee is, but that doesn't matter because that's the first line. What matters is what the next person says, what the woman says. I have no idea. Class, the woman says, I have no idea. What does the woman mean? What will be the best answer?
She doesn't know. She doesn't not know.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't know. Now be careful. Look, the first thing says she has strong ideas about movies. Tiene ideas fuertes sobre la película. That is confusing because it has the same word, ideas and idea. But be careful about that. Letter C is also a little confusing too, because it has doesn't. Doesn't is a negative word, and no is a negative word. But be careful with those answers. A lot of them, they will look similar to what you hear, but usually what you hear cannot look like what the answer is. For example, I have no idea is the same thing as I don't know, or she doesn't know. But they don't look the same. Those expressions do not look the same. And that's what you need to be able to pay attention to. Focus on the second line. All right, Fernando, I want you to answer number 2 for me. The first one is a woman. She says, was anyone at home at Barb's house when you went there to deliver the package? I rang the bell, but no one answered. What does the man imply? ¿Qué implica el hombre?
It's letter B. The house was probably empty.
The house is probably empty. Very good, very good. Now look, letter A says Barb answered the bell. Okay. No, it says no one answered. Don't be confused because it says bell here and bell here. The bell wasn't in the house. That doesn't even make sense. El timbre no estaba en la casa. What? The house doesn't have a bell. That doesn't make sense either because he says, I rang the bell. If you don't know what I rang the bell is toqué el timbre. Maybe you can write that down onto your notebook. These are some expressions that are going to help you. I rang the bell. Toqué el timbre. All right, number 3. Daniel is here, so Daniel, can you help me? I want you to answer number 3, okay? The first person is a woman, and she says, you just got back from the interview for the internship. How do you think it went? The man says, I think it's highly unlikely that I got the job. What will be the best response, Daniel? What does the man suggest?
Okay. I'm not sure. I think it's letter A.
Letter A, I think it's highly unlikely that I got the job. It's unlikely that he'll go to the interview. But Daniel, he already went.
Yeah, I think I think he will be recommended for that.
Class, if you want to help him, you may, okay?
Letter C.
Letter C. The interview was apparently quite unsuccessful. Yes. El hombre le dice, I think it's highly unlikely that I got the job. Creo que es muy improbable que me dieron el trabajo o que obtuve el trabajo. Remember this. Highly is like saying muy. And unlikely is like saying improbable. So I think it's highly unlikely that I got the job. Creo que es muy improbable que obtuve el trabajo. Conseguí el trabajo. Eso implica que, ¿cómo le fue la entrevista? Bueno, la entrevista aparentemente fue no tan exitosa. Okay, unsuccessful is the opposite of successful. Remember, successful, exitoso, and unsuccessful, no exitoso. Okay, or a falla. Now, that's it. Focus on the last line. Focus on the second person. That person usually has the answer. Now, I'm going to play an audio for you. Do you think you can handle the audio? This is what I want you to do. On your papers, on your notebooks, write 1 to 10. You can write it in a line or horizontal, whatever you prefer. One to 10. I'll do it too. Something like this. You know, just 1 to 10. That's it. You don't need to write anything else, just the numbers. Now, next to the numbers, you're going to write A, B, C, or D. Okay, A, B, C, or D, depending on the answer. Okay, look, here are the answers. I'm going to give you just 1 minute to skim through all of the answers. That means skim is like ver todo rapidito, no tratar de entenderlo todo. No skimmear, no, skim, skim, skim. So please go ahead and skim through the answers. All right. Are you ready? I'm going to play the audio now. Just listen to the audio and write A, B, C, or D after the narrator asks you the question. If you think a question was too hard, just choose the best answer and continue to the next question. Never leave an answer blank. Never. Just guess. Let's go.
TOEFL Exercise 1, page 30. In this exercise, listen carefully to each short dialogue and question on the recording, and then choose the best answer to the question. You should focus carefully on the last line. Number 1.
How soon will you be leaving?
I'm on my way now.
What does the man mean? Number 2.
Was Steve able to get into the house?
I left the door unlocked for him.
What does the woman assume Steve did? Number 3.
The dinner special is roast turkey with mashed potatoes and gravy and apple pie for dessert.
That doesn't sound good to me.
What does the woman mean? Number 4.
Could you help me with my physics homework tonight? I'm really having trouble with it.
Sorry, I'm busy tonight.
What does the man imply? Number 5.
What did you think of Professor Martin's lecture on the migratory habits of whales?
I couldn't keep my eyes open.
What does the woman mean? Number 6.
Have this month's bills been paid, or is that something we need to take care of now?
I paid the phone and electricity, but not the credit cards.
What does the man mean? Number 7.
Will you be able to get back from running all your errands by 4 o'clock?
I'll be back as quickly as I can.
What does the woman say that she'll do? Number 8.
Have you seen Tim? I really need to talk with him about the phone bill.
Well, he was here just a minute ago.
What does the woman say about Tim? Number 9.
There's a car parked in my spot even though the sign says that this space is reserved.
I guess we'll have to park somewhere else.
What does the woman mean? Number 10.
Do we have enough food for all the guests who are attending the reception this evening?
The refrigerator's about to burst.
What does the man mean?
All right, guys, how did you feel it?
Nervous.
You were nervous.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. No problem. It's okay. Now, let's see what the answers are. I'm going to write the answers. Let's see how many you got correct, okay? A, C, D, B, C, A, D. Oh, chose the wrong thing. D, C, D, and A. How many did you get correct, Daniel? And everybody else, check how many you got correct, please.
That's 7 correct. Question.
Very good.
Answer.
7 out of 10. How about you, Fernando?
7.
7 out of 10. Nice. And you said?
6.
6. Very good, very good. 6 out of 10. That's no problem. That's no problem. Okay, so a 7 is like a B2. All right, and a 6 is like a B1. So it's not bad. It's not bad. But obviously we need to perfect this a little bit more. And we will practice a little bit more. But that is the first skill, guys. Now, I also want to mention that between each question, you have about 12 seconds to answer. You have 12 seconds to answer. So what can you do during these 12 seconds? What can you do? Well, obviously, the first thing you need to do is answer the question, right? And 2, if you answer quickly, read the answers to the next question. If you answer quickly, read the answers to the next question. You got to read fast. Okay, read fast. Now, all of the answers they all have similar words, right? Like look at number 3. Number 3 talks about turkeys and dinner, and again, turkey and then dinner. So they all have similar words, so you can kind of have an idea. Well, in this audio, they're probably going to talk about dinners or turkeys. No? And now you can start to imagine the audio. And doing that, making a prediction, is going to help you be more active with your listening. It's going to help you be more active with your listening. Do you have any questions?
No.
Oh, all right, all right. Do you want to do some homework? Daniel, Fernando, you said, do you want to do some homework?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fernando, do you want to do homework?
And well, I don't have any problem.
All right, all right. Good, good, good. Well, let me explain your homework to you then. I know that some of you haven't downloaded it yet, but when you do, there is a book that I sent you that is called the Complete Course for TOEFL Paper Test, Red. There's a green one and a red one. In the red one, there are the practice tests. Your homework for today is going to be approximately 35 minutes. It's going to be approximately 35 minutes. You're going to take the first section of a test, a complete test. All right. I will send you the audio so you can do it. But this is what you're going to do. On a piece of paper, you're going to write 1 to 50 on your piece of paper because there are going to be 50 questions. All right, there are going to be 50 questions. And on the red test, you're going to do page 437, all the way until page 442. Let me make that bigger so you can see it. And this will be your first sample test for listening. Now, I don't want you to do all the tests because it's 2 hours and it's too much. But I need you to reserve 35 minutes, maybe 35 minutes before you go to sleep, or 35 minutes, in the morning, or whenever you have time. I will send the audio to you on WhatsApp. Okay? And remember what I told you, the audio that I sent you, you can do whatever you want to it. You can start, pause, and all that stuff. But if you want to make it more realistic, get your headphones or get a speaker, start the audio, and don't pause it. Okay? Don't pause it, because in real life, in the real test, you will not have the opportunity to pause it. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, all right. Daniel, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, all right. Let me send the audio to you right now. Well, it's gonna take me a while to find it. But I'm gonna send it to you right now when the class is over, okay? And this is it for today. How do you feel?
I'm getting anxious.
You're anxious. All right. It's normal. It's normal. But don't worry, you don't have to take it for like another, what, 4 months, 5 months? You have time to prepare. It's okay. How do you feel, Fernando, Daniel?
I'm good.
Feel
It's
good?
a good experience. Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Great, great, great. Well, I'm gonna send the test to you, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow at 5
Okay.
o'clock. Okay, have a wonderful day,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Thank you,
Okay.
teacher. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.